Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the flex strap for some assistance in some different flexibility poses. You can see that it has all these little places to put your hands and feet, and they have a little bit of elastic in them. It just makes it a lot easier than using a regular yoga strap that you have to keep adjusting. So first off, I'm just going to start off with a simple side stretch. So I've put my hands through two of the loops, lifted up out of my rib cage, and then tilt to the side. Come back, inhale, over to the side, getting a good side stretch here, and you can see I can keep my fingers relaxed. It's just really comfortable. I'm going to bring it around my back, and again, just holding on to it. You could even put the loops right through onto your wrists, and we're going to come into a forward fold with a chest expansion. Make sure that you keep your elbows a little bit bent here. You don't want to lock them out. Opening up through your chest, and again, you can see how easy it is to transition from one thing to the next with the flex strap. And then we're going to come just into a regular hamstring stretch. Now here, a lot of times people will bend through their spine instead of hinging at the hips. You want to keep a nice long spine. Inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to start to hinge at the hip, keeping good spinal alignment, and you can just hold onto the strap comfortably wherever you're feeling that stretch. Do not round through the back like that. This is no good for your back. And then sometimes it can be nice to bend your knees a little bit so you can get a little bit further. And then as you sit and get a little bit more comfortable in the stretch, you can straighten your legs a little bit more and get a little deeper into the stretch. We're going to come up out of that, and I'm going to take this into a seated straddle. So you're going to put your feet in a couple loops so you can come out into a wide stance. And using the strap here helps you to keep your foot active, and it's easy to open up a little bit further if you think that you chose the wrong hold. But a lot of times people will just let their feet relax and they're not really engaging everything, and this does help to keep you engaged. Again, just easily come up out of that, and we move into butterfly. And a lot of people find butterfly difficult because their knees are staying up a little bit higher. So if you loop it across your lap and then put your feet in one of the loops on either side and bring your feet together, you can get a nice supportive position here for butterfly. And you can see my knees are up pretty high and I'm not having to hold on to them at all. And then if you think you can go a little bit lower, you can open up again. It just takes a lot of the pressure off. And here too, if you want to hinge at the hip a little bit and go a little bit more deeply, you can, but you don't have to. It really makes a lot of difference for people who have some difficulty with flexibility training to be able to have that extra support. Then we're going to come on to our hands and knees. So a lot of times people come into this kneeling runner's lunge, and I know in one of my classes I have the option for people to lift their foot, and it's not really accessible for a lot of folks. So again, another place you can use the flex strap is you can just place it around your foot. It comes up over your shoulder like so, and then you can just pull on it as much as you like until you start to feel that quadricep stretch. It makes it just so much easier that you're not trying to twist around and grab a hold of your foot, and makes it a lot more comfortable. And then standing, the same thing goes for a standing quadricep stretch. A lot of people find that that is difficult as well. And same thing here, you just put it on your foot over your shoulder and you just gently lift your leg until you get to the point where you're feeling that stretch. You can hold on to something if you want. I'm not feeling very balanced here today. And what I really like about this is, I'm showing you from the front now, you can keep your knee pointing straight down towards the floor and not going up to the side like that. This is where a lot of people end up, and this is where you ideally want to be. So having something else to hold on to besides your foot or your pant leg makes it a lot more of a proper stretch. And then we'll come to a standing hand to big toe, and if you have long legs like I do, that can be a little bit challenging. So here again, you can just hold on to one of those loops and it makes it super easy. I like to bring my knee up and then extend it forward so I can gauge where I need to put my hand on the strap and then start to rotate out to the side. This side is way worse, so I'm going to be falling all over the place. Oh geez. but that's the true with everybody. One side is usually a little bit harder than the other. And then these are some of my favorite stretches. This is the leg series. Just gonna loop that loop on the end on your foot, and you're just gonna hold to the point of a hamstring stretch, a slight bend in your knee, and then we lower out to one side. Notice that my torso is staying completely on the mat, not twisting through the spine at all. Your other knee can be bent or straight out. I'm gonna straighten mine here in a second, you'll see. And then I'm gonna switch hands, and I'm gonna lower my leg to the opposite side, really getting into your hip and into that ITB. Still, again, noticing that my torso has not moved. It's still on the mat. My hip is lifted a little bit, but that's about it. Bend the knee in, take the loop off, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Starting off just with that nice hamstring stretch. Going out to the side, I'm running into the wall here, so I can't go quite so far. Knee is bent or out long. I do find it easier to extend my leg out when I cross the leg over, but either way works just fine. And then we are going to go into happy baby. So you're going to loop it around your feet. And this again is the same as the seated straddle. It just helps you to keep your legs activated so they are not just hanging around, not engaged. Rock back and forth a little bit if you like. This is also good if you can't actually reach your feet. Having the band there helps to keep it in place. And then we are going to finish off with a reclining butterfly. So getting into that supportive position again, I've propped it across my lap, wrapped it around, and I'm putting my feet inside loops, coming together, letting my knees fall out to the side, and then reclining back, and then cactus arms are my favorite, and then you can just relax here. So you can see that the Flex Fix really is a nice way to make easy transitions and to really elevate your practice or even just your flexibility training without a lot of extra things. Don't be afraid to use some props. They just make life easier.